Hey, it's UPB from OptionMillionaires.com. Thanks for tuning in. It's my market outlook for the week. We have earnings picking up. Before we get into earnings, just wanted to point out this quick insider trade that we saw on Friday before the market closed. Look at this action here. Heading into the close, this option contract, the $10 July strikes, were dead, okay, because it's almost 30% out of the money. Anyone in their right mind wasn't buying the option contract because the odds were it was going to expire worthless. That is, unless you knew it was going to be bought out by AT&T and the stock was going to double after hours. Mom! Somebody did, and they decided to buy just before the bell. Oh my goodness, that wouldn't raise any red flags, now would it? So sure enough, we saw that with the $10 strikes. We also saw it with the $9 strikes. Look at that option volume there. Right at the end of the day, nobody was buying, and suddenly, hey Bob, AT&T is going to buy out Leap Wireless. Do you trade stock options? I suggest and look at the volume. It's pretty amazing. I didn't think anyone was that stupid. It's kind of like murdering someone and leaving your prints, just taking your hand and just printing the whole gun, and calling. Listen, yeah, I just shot someone. Yeah, it wasn't self-defense like George Zimmerman. No, I just shot him in cold blood. My prints are all over the gun, but I'm going to run away now. Goodbye. That's pretty much what these people did here. We'll find out who they were and what association they had to the Leap Wireless acquisition. Needless to say, if you're going to front run some sort of 100% move in a stock that's going to happen after the bell, you might want to be a little more subtle. This trade itself is 13 grand. If the market opens Monday and Leap is up $7, this will be a $1 million option trade. It'll go from 13 grand to over $1 million. Yeah, talk about being subtle. All right, let's move on to earnings. We have Citigroup before the bell. Citigroup's obviously bullish. Again, every stock that is going up, you have to remain with the trend until otherwise we see a pullback. And right now, everything's going up. So the trend is your friend. Citigroup looks very good here to break out to new multi-year highs over 51, possibly 52, 53. We'll see what happens. Again, any option that I'm going to trade or any option idea that I have, I'll post at optionmillionaires.com in the chat room, in the forum, or on the blog. Right now I'm just going over charts, telling you where I think these charts are headed. Citigroup higher. Let's go to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has been breaking out. Look at that move we had over 160 on Friday. Go back a little further here. Bring up some of the drawings here I have. You can see we're above this trend line. It was former resistance, now support. This is bullish. We're going to head up to 180. I think earnings is going to be the start of that. We'll probably head to 165, 170 this week. Coca-Cola. A lot of chips and soda to be consumed these days. This stock hits new multi-year highs in May. Pulled back, but looks to bring at least up to this 42.50 level, which would be a nice 3-4% gain post-earnings. That's how I'm going to trade it. If I do trade it, not sure if I will. We have Mosaic bouncing off this long-term trend line. Was down 1.32% on Friday, but nonetheless, I think the start of a move up each time it's hit this line over the last couple of years has seen a nice $10, $12 rally. So we might get a little less than that, but I'm looking over $60 here from us. Don't know if it's going to happen post-earnings right away, but it will happen. I believe that. Moss. Johnson & Johnson, a lot of people crying these days using baby lotion, baby shampoo, because we're at all-time highs for Johnson & Johnson. Closed just off them at 89.99. It's going to break out to new all-time highs post-earnings. That's what I think is going to happen. After the bell this week, on Tuesday, we have Yahoo! Yahoo is not at prices that... the last time it was this high, do you guys remember, it was trying to be bought by Microsoft? And Wang, I guess it was. One of those guys. Was it Wang? Oh, do not sell company! And then stock plummeted down to $9, and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? Look, we're right back again. What's her name is doing a great job in her leadership role for Yahoo. It's showing in the stock. The employees are bringing their kids to work and stuff like that. No, I don't know what's going on. But the point is, to me, this looks very bullish. We're going to continue to the upside. Stock's probably going to test $30 in the next week or two, and it might be post-earnings. Again, I'll bring up, if I do get into the trade, I'll let you know in the chat room or the forum. Bank of America is going to head to $17.50. It's been a long time in the making. We could see the stock fell to, what, $1 or something back in March of 2009, when everything was falling to pieces, broke back up to 1750. All the analysts were calling for $30 right away. It didn't happen, but it's going to happen, and we're going to break up. This resistance line will be something to watch. I think we're going to hit that. That's going to happen. And are we going to see a couple up real nice spikes for Bank of America? That's very possible here. And the options are pretty cheap. I'll get into them in another video, but I got a lot of earnings to go over because this earnings week is hot. Last week we had JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Alcoa. This week we have a lot of earnings to get into. I'm only covering the basics. There's a lot of other stocks out there that are reporting earnings. Let's just go over the ones that I'm familiar with, that you're familiar with, that I think could move in a big way. American Express, new all-time highs. Woo! Look at that. Beautiful run-up. Remember down here when Goldman Sachs downgraded the stock to $6? Oh, yeah, they were wrong. They were wrong. Now, of course, it's at $78.33, just off new all-time highs. And, who knows? Maybe Goldman Sachs will come out now and maybe upgrade the stock. Better late than never, right? So we're at $78.33. We'll see what happens. Earnings aren't quite the explosive move for American Express. Remember back here in 2009, stock was at $15 to reported earnings. We went over $25 a share. I think it was a 20% move post earnings. I believe it was in March or April. Can't remember the day, but it was back in 2009. I don't think we're going to get a 20% move from American Express. Was recently downgraded. That's got a lot to do with the move lower in the stock that we've seen recently. But the recovery has been really dramatic. We're right at all-time highs. So we're going to put in a double top, or is this kind of you can almost make the case for a head and shoulders pattern here, or is this going to continue up to $80? Stay tuned. I'll let you know in the chat room. We have eBay. Oh, eBay's got a great business model. PayPal. A lot of people like eBay. And look at this. We've seen this a lot. For instance, Google. We love it when you're in that channel and we break to the upside. Look at that beautiful candle we had on Friday. Let's see if we break to the upside. 58 new all-time. Well, I shouldn't say new all-time highs. Let's go back a little bit further on eBay. We're just off of them. But the point is that channel recently for a lot of stocks has broken to the upside because the trend is up. So we have a beautiful uptrend since 2009. We're in this consolidating channel. We're breaking up. The question will be post-earnings. This is going to be important for earnings. We're either going to bump up against this line and decline back into the bottom of this channel, which will bring us about to $48, or we're going to break out to over $60 this week. Going to be interesting to see, and it's something I'm probably going to trade for earnings. It's going to be interesting. We have Intel. Intel recently upgraded by a couple firms, I believe, in the last couple weeks. Again, a nice little uptrend from 2009. We have a lower high put in from the start of 2012. Question is, are we going to curl here? Pull up some of the studies. We're kind of still in, not overbought, but we could see more of a pullback. It'll be interesting to see. We have the moving averages curling over. I'm unsure here. I'm undecided. So let's move on to SanDisk. SanDisk. This is one of the stocks. Again, look at this channel. We have the uptrend from 2000. I see this with a lot of stocks. And a lot of times, that channel that we just saw 2 stocks ago with eBay resolves to the upside. eBay hasn't resolved to the upside yet. SanDisk has. And SanDisk, actually, the analysts continue to get behind the stock. $80, $85. Love it, love it. And so I'd hate to see an analyst be wrong because they're never wrong. And if they are wrong, they just change their target later on and get themselves right. So SanDisk, probably further upside. That's the way you got to trade it these days. BlackRock, Jimmy Bob loved this stock. Is at $150 down here. Was talking about it. Go to the blog at optionmillionaires.com. And it's been on a tear ever since. BlackRock, the CEO of BlackRock back in 2011, September, if I recall correctly, was saying stocks are the only place to be. Look at the market since 2011. He was right. Oh, kudos. Pretty much because he's, I don't know, in charge of one of the biggest financial firms in the world. Let's go to Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley, beautiful uptrend here. We're going to make to new all-time highs. Oh, I don't know, probably sometime in 2015. But for now, let's just maintain this start of a new uptrend here. We keep consolidating. Look at this. If you just play it out, whoa, it's just like a hill. Woo, we have 3, and boom, we're going to bounce up over about 28.50. That's what I see with Morgan Stanley. Verizon. There was some negative news about Verizon and Apple on Friday, but we fell 1.56%. I mean, that's attuned to a market crash. I'm surprised they did not halt trading in Verizon. But look at the chart long term. It's up over 50% over the last 6 months. The uptrend, though, is still intact. We might pull back here post-earnings. I could see that happening. Again, with Verizon, it's a Dow component. The options are cheap. So if we do get a significant move to the downside, at least to pull back to this long-term trend line, you can make a lot of money. We'll see what happens for Verizon. Leaning towards downside. So Chipotle Mexican Grill. Remember this. This chart was one of pure bliss from November 2008 until the middle of 2012. Until we got to this point. All these white candles. Oh, there's no way Chipotle Mexican Grill can go down. Well, sure enough, it did. It plummeted, fell off a cliff, and then has recovered. It's back on autopilot. Where are we going to... Well, we know how autopilot works. I'm not going to make any sort of jokes. But stock too high. No, that was a bad one. That wasn't even good. Look at 440 as the resistance. That's the all-time high up there. Where are we going to go? It's going to be very interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to trade this. Obviously, heading into earnings, Chipotle Mexican Grill options are going to be very priced, highly priced as far as the premiums are concerned. Meaning, they're going to be anticipating probably a 10% move with Chipotle Mexican Grill post-earnings. An analyst came out last week and said, oh, they're being a little too aggressive. Some of the analysts with their notes and comments for Chipotle Mexican Grill. Sure, maybe they are. We'll see what happens from here. Google's going to be the important one. Google. Look at all these lines. It's like, woo! Oh, it's a train wreck. No, it's not. Just let's look. This is these green lines here represent the long-term channel for Google. As I was pointing out with a lot of the stocks, Google is a little more defined. We broke to the upside and the downside, but for the most part, we've been in this channel. And then finally broke out of it just this year, May. And look at this move up. Okay, if you do a 10-year monthly, every month since November, save March, we've been up. Up, 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 up. So yeah, up, 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 and away. That's what's going to happen. We have the analysts from that are covering Google. Every day, seemingly, somebody comes out and either raises their target or at least moves it to $1,000. So we're going to get to $1,000. And a lot of people are comparing Google to Apple, but Google is the internet, right? So anyway, I'm not going to give a speech. Let's just go over to what I think is going to happen with earnings. I think the odds are to the upside. But I'll just point this out. Google is going to make a big move. That's what I think is going to happen. It's been a good run-up since the end of June. We'll see if it can hold and make out the $1,000 target that all the analysts like so much. So that'll be interesting on Thursday after the bell. ISRG, which has plummeted. It's right at resistance. This line goes all the way back. Are we going to fall further? Be interesting to see. We have Microsoft. People are liking it still for upside. This stock dead has gone wild. It'll be interesting to see what Microsoft, and we have WYNN. Jimmy Bob at optionmillionaires.com likes to say, for the win. Is WYNN going to head up? And if you look at this line, I can't draw it right now, but see this line here? That would be resistance. It's about 140. We're going to put in a lower high and possibly tumble lower. It'll be interesting to see. Either way, earnings are heating up. We've got some insider trades on Leap Wireless that are going to be resolved this week, you would think. Or somebody's walking home with over $1 million. Sounds like a game show. Hey, who can get away with an insider trade? Not somebody who buys it 18 minutes before the closing bell, I'll tell you that much. All right. I'm sure we'll hear about that. We got a lot of earnings. Microsoft, Google, Chipotle Mexican Grill. It's going to be a great week. It's heating up. Earnings season. Love it. Love it. A lot of money to be trading stock options. As I pointed out back in April of 2007, Google rose 20%. I think it was the 550 strike went from 50 cents to over $50. So there you go. That's a nice gain, right? To buy something one day for 50 cents, next day it's worth $50. It's almost like buying an option contract for 12 cents on insider information and waking up on Monday and it's worth $7. Except we don't have information that's insider. We're just using our own brains, which is great. All right, UPB here from optionmillionaires.com. Tune in tonight. We have the week ahead at Option Millionaires. Go to the video link. It's a 1-hour webinar on charts, possible trades. It's going to be very nice. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the chat room. Goodbye.